Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Z James. This is Z32 Workshop, and this behind me, as one would see, is a Nissan 300ZX engine. Technically a VG30DE. This is a 1992 variant. Came out of my 1993 convertible when it had rod knock. Cylinder number 5 is toast in it. It wrecked. The crank is shot and everything else, so I swapped the engines out. That was dang near 7 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, and this has just been sitting in my garage since then, and we're gonna tear it down. That's what this series of videos are gonna be. I don't know how many it's gonna take, but we're gonna strip this engine. So let me go walk around it here for everybody. Hopefully this mic picks me up everywhere. Basically, this engine was for my 93 Nissan convertible, Nissan 300ZX. The 93s are technically built in 92. So this is really just a 92 engine. Now, some of the bits you see on here aren't from a Nissan 300ZX, like these exhaust manifolds, because the engine I replaced in the car came from an Infiniti J30, which is the same engine. But we're gonna strip this thing so I could sell parts off it, get it off the engine stand, because I need it for when I do my twin turbo swap here later this year. I need a free engine stand. And I think I got somebody who's interested in the block, coming up from Kansas City maybe, or Missouri to take a look at it, type of stuff. These are not necessarily the good heads. This is all early style. So this is early style plenum, or lower plenum, which means the intakes are, the injectors are early style, all sorts of that stuff. These are for heads. Yeah, these are the L30P castings for heads, so they're not the good ones. Yeah. So the things that are on here that you would swap, which you want to, there should be a swap video I made. This oil pan's from the J30. I'm going to list it on eBay, see if anyone wants it. Exhaust manifolds, same thing. Motor mounts, same go around. I'll probably hang the cape onto the plenum, even though I think they're slightly different, but I think they're the same. It's kind of wacky. I'd have to go back and review my videos. Like, I know this location for this PTU is different. As you can see, I actually do have a good, looks like solenoid back here that's still decent. One that it's dying. They got tripped off. Let's see here. O2 sensor looks good. This one is clipped, so it's probably shot. So yeah, it came out of an Infiniti J30 here, local, dirt cheap, five years ago now or so, I want to say. So we're gonna strip this thing off, and that's what this video is gonna be. A lot of this stuff's already loose, so I really won't go through what everything is, but we'll go through it in real time. I probably won't do any time warp unless I feel that's redundant on everything else. Hopefully everything can hear me in the mics, because I'm trying to play a little bit with the what I've got. I haven't got a lapel mic yet. That's kind of on the wish list for doing stuff. So I'm gonna take all this apart and we'll get going on it. I'm gonna yank this thing all the way down, cranks coming out, pistons. This is gonna be a full tear down on a VG30DE for anyone who wants to pay attention to or know what's going on. So this is, like I said, first of the many videos on this prospect. So let's get going on it. Let me get you guys all set up here so you guys can hear and see everything. Don't mind me, I'm just moving the camera around. So the first thing we're gonna take off of any of this stuff is honestly the plenum. Plenum bolts are right here. There should be 8 of them. There's less than that here. Oh crud, you don't even see that. Let me show those at. Plenum bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 come out. I do not have 8 here because I've used some of them. We're gonna tear this off and keep going. So this is gonna be, the PTU is gonna come off. It's gonna get held onto, yeah. So let me see if I can work this out. Hopefully this video is actually worth something to anybody. We're gonna take off the PTU to back. Probably looks like a 12 millimeter. Just taking the bracket off the intake. So like I said, this is first of many videos. Here you go, PTU to 12 millimeters, and I'm probably gonna pull the PTU off and hang on to it in my junk box for extra PTUs. But, needless to say, life does its thing, and I got stuff going on between this and work, and saving up money for the twin turbo swap, which I have 90% of the stuff get through. I may show a nice video of the cost breakdown on all the parts I bought. It's extensive, it's a lot. I'm kind of afraid to show it because my wife will be upset on actually how much I spent, which I shouldn't say it that fashion, but it's a car guy trope. So here's the PTU released. Looks like it was an additional 5/16, so it's some type of millimeter. Hopefully you guys can see that for that bracket. PTU is a spare for me on what's going on. Next up on this, let's rotate this around for you so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Engine stands, highly recommend. We're going to take off the air idle control system in the back here. Oh, let's see if you guys can see that better. Air idle control system. Oh, let's get in closer. Let me get you guys some good footage and stuff. Sorry about this, guys. Out of habit here. So, looking at this, we've got a... This is the air idle control system. This is the... oh boy, I should know this. This is air idle control system for valves. Your mind's eluding me. Hopefully I'll put it on the screen for everybody. What's going on? Looks like those are going to be 10 millimeters to come off. So let me grab the 10 millimeter of the ratchet and yank those out. Yep, 10 millimeter, at least on this one anyway. This is in the back of the engine for most of the stuff. This stuff is actually really difficult to get to for anything. Well, actually, I could do this. This intake's already up and all loose. So, realistically, that's what you would do. I will probably either hang on to this stuff or sell it. This is part of the air idle control system valve. Like I said, 2 10 millimeters, get it out of the way. It's the original factory part. It's part of the air idle control system. You'd have it in here and it would still go around. So let me... This should be 4 10 millimeters. Looks like one's already been removed. That is weird. To hold this on. These are notorious. They're hard to clean. I'll say hard to clean. They act up. And a lot of people don't like them. What it is there's a servo in these. Here, I'll show you how these actually operate when it gets this thing off. These things are notoriously expensive as well. They're very pricey for a control valve situation. And there is a difference between these and on the, this is from a DE30, Infiniti J30. Well, you can see the gasket's still pretty good. Basically, there's two control valves in here. One's a sensor, I think, and one controls a little valve to open up back and forth here that allows additional air. Because what you've got is here, you'd have fresh air coming in and help balance this out, and then to help idle it, this there's a little flap door that goes back and forth. I don't know if it's say door is the right word. But these things are monstrously expensive to replace. Like brand new, several $100s. So this will probably go up on eBay to help fund other projects. But that would be 4 10 millimeters. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next up is, let's see what else I got. Strip this intake. All right, this intake was loose already. Let's take it up. Flip you over. Oh, you're terrible. Okay. Let's take a look at this, because a lot of guys have seen these before and have not. Oh, see daisy. See if you guys can see this better. Underneath Plenum, which is super complex, all these hoses get cut. They're trash. These are coolant hoses or lines fore and aft. They go up to the throttle body so they don't ice up in wintertime. This stuff here is for emissions and air out of control. As you can see here, they pull a vacuum and stuff. It's super, I wouldn't say complicated. It's a pain in the butt. These guys here are these are emissions. This is the PVC system, positive crank ventilation system on this. I'm just gonna yank this off. We will strip this later. That'll be a different process or project. Out of this deal, let's see what we got going on down here. Ideally, I would have cleaned this off a little bit better, but this is, I won't say junk engine, but it is not nice. So this is the injector unit, which I sold these injectors off to another local guy a while ago. He was looking for some cheapos for his 300ZX, and he just needs some stock ones. Stock injectors for a VG30DE is 200cc, or 270. So there isn't much there going on for flow. So you cannot use them for turbocharging. They just don't have enough CFS, or not CFS, they don't have enough flow on it. So this rail will also be for sale. I'll probably throw that up on eBay as well. As you can see, there's all sorts of rubber in this thing that can eventually go bad. You got gaskets that hold it down to lower plenum, and then you've got isolators that hold the screws down to hold it in. It's a two-piece unit. Flow in, flow out, pressure regulator, dampeners on one side when you actually do it. So let's move that out of the way. Let's see here. Let's move that screw out of the way. Next up, let's pull the front off. Oh heck, we can do this while we're here. These are the spark plug tubes. These should be 10 or 12 millimeter again. Pretty easy to help remove. They also have rubber on the bottom here that tend to go bad. Eventually, guys who redo them know exactly what they're going after. All right, so that's that. I'm not going to pull the valve covers off yet until I get ready to do the heads. Let's spin this bad boy around. Let's drop you back down to a normal level. Let's spin this guy. Let's spin you. All right, front of a VG30DE. Cast crank angle sensor, 3 bolts, hold it on, and for adjustment, to see here, this is kind of like an OptiSpark. It's an optical disc in there that spins. This one's a spare. Front motor timing cover, I will probably hang on to as a spare. Dang it. Oh, excuse me, guys. This one's pretty crimey. Oh, I should mention, these bolts, they make replacements for these. Z-Spec makes some you can go get nicely done to replace that. At this point, if you want to get the front off, you need to take off the coolant pipes here, which, here's one. What you would have is these 2 hoses here, these bypass guys, and you have 3 Allen head bolts to get them out of the way. They're connected. I don't know if you guys can see that real well. Both these are your temperature sensors. One is for the dash, one is for the ECU. I think this is dash, this is ECU. Single wires are usually for the dummy gauges in the dash. That's one of them. After that, you have this guy, which I am going to have to grab a ratchet for. Yep. Looks like it's a 12 millimeter. Nissan was smart. They have a nice, they knew what was going on right in here. They took the pipe and divoted it in so you can get straight in with a ratchet. Surprisingly, that's how this motor is built. It's as compact as it is. Sometimes there's some ingenious life-saving things in here that got done. Once again, there are 3 bolts that hold this in. This is actually where the thermostat rests inside the car. So if anyone's wanting to do those, that's where this is located at as well. There's 1 bolt. Come on. Oh, I'm sorry. I misspoke. This is a nut and bolt situation. 2 of these guys are bolts. These 2, 1 guy's a nut. Makes life a lot easier so you can help set it up for putting this on. And then here would be your thermostat, which I am going to pitch because it's an old one that I don't need. Alright, once you have that out of the way, you can get access to this timing cover, which has got a bajillion little bolts that hold it in. This should be loose-ish. Can I get it with my fingertips? There's 1, 2. God damn, come here. I'm gonna have to go get it out. Hang on. This is not the right one for pulling these out, but it is an A-OK one to spin and use. Most of these bolts are usually pretty cruddy. It's usually the heads that rust up, turn into an issue. Hopefully this is being seen. And the rubber grommets that come with them are usually trashed, which are these guys here, guys. They're always dried out and, as one would say, have perished. You are a little guy. Give me here. So what I mean by perished, it's all pulled apart or dried out. As you can see, the backside, this guy, not this engine, but the old engine was slinging stuff. So that's how you get access to those. Then you still got to take the lower timing cover out of the way. My ratchet. Hopefully you guys can see this halfway decently. I really apologize for this long video. Like I said, these are totally worth the money to replace, especially the rubber, but the bolts are usually pretty rusty themselves. By the way, if you have to take all this off to do the water pump, the 120K service, and the 60K service, all this is going to come out of the way. The reason I say that is because you got to get behind everything and get the timing belt out of the way. And this is an interference engine, so if this stuff snaps, sayonara motor. Or I should say sayonara valves and pistons. Because they usually go bad together. And one more. So, there's that timing cover out of the way. Also cruddy and nasty and disgusting. Alright, once you have that out of the way, you could get to the timing belt, which we are going to do, because I'm here. And I want to get behind everything. The big thing here is the belt tensioner. Let's see if I can show this to you halfway decently. Maybe this will end this video here before I start up another one, since we're rocking 20-some minutes. Out of this guy, you've got the belt tensioner here. You have other bolts and stuff. Right there you can see the distance in between it. That is the hydraulic portion right here. This is under pressure. This pushes out and tightens everything up for this engine. As you can see, this motor is, like I said, it's not long for this world. I want to swap everything off it as I can and yank everything. So next up, let's get the belt out of the way. To do that, we need to, ideally, you would put a bolt here, right here, would be a 10mm in that. By doing so, pushes in this guy and takes the tension off the belt, because that's how you set it. And I will probably do that. So here we go. Actually, in the next video. Let's end this one for right now. This is over 20 minutes already, and I don't like these long videos for everybody. Oh, let me get reset up over here. We're gonna wind her down, everybody, on this video. This is approaching a half hour or less, and I don't want to have these too long. I want to break these up for you. And I know I'm speeding through stuff. So hopefully you guys can see what I'm taking off. This motor's been partially disassembled to figure out what the issue was when it was in my car. As in, it needed to know, I wanted to know what I had the rod knock on, what it was. Found it was cylinder number 5. We'll get to it eventually when I pull this motor all the way apart and do things. So that will wrap this video up. Next one, we'll get the belt off, maybe the headers off, or exhaust manifolds off. And then I probably won't do the oil pan until later. And then I can start yanking valves out of the way, pull the stuff off the, the cams, the heads, whole 9 yards, pull it all apart. And then maybe someone will buy it on eBay, because that's where this stuff's going to end up. I probably won't go to the Facebook groups. If I do, I might, who knows. It's one of these things. I need to get this stuff out of here so I can get this engine stand freed up and actually do something for this vehicle. And start making content again, because it's been kind of slow in the summer. And it's been like 9 months since I did anything for you guys, really. So please like and subscribe if you like the content I'm making or the information I have. Every little bit helps. I am over the 1,000K threshold. I just now need to get enough hours and return viewers and enough in a day to help out. So any money I can make in will help offset cameras, better mics, little stuff I can help out with, or maybe doing a little bit better content. I do all my video editing and stuff like that. As you can tell, I am not a professional at this, but I am here to help out other guys with these projects. So when you see a nice sports car, especially a 90s one, and they're coming up in value, and you want to work on them, and you want one, don't be afraid of them. Especially mechanical issues. You could always fix those. It's going to cost you a little bit, and you got to do the wrench time, but you can do it. Body, I'm not a body guy, so when it comes to rust, I stay away. I don't like it. I live in the Rust Belt. I can't get away from the stuff. One of my dailies is just dying because of it, because the rust is, the motor's strong, but the body, the stuff they throw on the roads, just eat it away. All right, that'll do it for this video. Take care, everyone. I'll see you in the next one. Once again, please smash, like, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care. Bye.